I'm Nette Bishop. I've been here since 1992 as a group daycare home provider. When this grant come out, I was like everybody else. Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, because there's been grants in the past. They had stipulations. Sometimes it was based on your income, or maybe the children in your care's income, or maybe you needed a certain kind of children to make you become available for the grant. And so we had a TECTA meeting actually, and then Julia somehow had met up with some people that were coming to that meeting. So she came, and so we had there's standing room only in here in the daycare, and everybody just started working on their forms. They started opening them up. Of course, there was tons of questions because we didn't know how tedious to detail we needed to be, or how, we knew it was attainable, but we just didn't know how attainable. We just worked through email, phone calls. I've talked to so many people up there at Child Care Tennessee at that point, and we would just share. Like I said, we spent a lot of late nights. Texting, calling, late nights, 11, 12, 1 in the morning nights, working on our paperwork, sharing it back and forth. I had sent mine to Daphne, so she had kind of given me the green light on mine. So I shared that with tons of people. My goal with my money, I've been here so long and I've got a lot of nieces and nephews, had a lot of hand-me-down things, but my goal was the playground, because I could come up with $100 maybe for something inside, but I yard saled for outside. I'm a family child care provider, that's what I do. And so, and then you throw the assessment in with that. I needed to meet gross motor without climbing so I could avoid the expense of resilience. So I wanted to go with the nature look, so I went with that picnic table over there, and I have a sand and water table, a mud kitchen, and a water trough that's going to match that actually. And I come up with the Caterpillar for the crawling. That'll meet the gross motor. As far as my coop cars, originally they were my niece and nephews. They're 26 now, all out of college, having babies, having the families of their own. So I wanted to order 4 more, because in a coop car, that is just huge for social emotional. These kids, they're helpers, they're taking their grandmother to town, they're going to work. They're learning life skills. From a marketing standpoint, right or wrong, first impressions are huge. And I have a 3-step interview process, but I'd come on the playground last, because to me, that just wasn't my strong point. So now it's wow. She takes a lot of pride in this. It looks like you take a lot of pride in this. They're not going to ask, why did you have to go to a yard sale? That's not what's going to happen. But as far as your kids, we don't want to play with raggedy stuff. So a kid comes in, like I said, with the kitchen set. It's an up-to-date kitchen that the majority of them see in their house. Like I would text, before I sent in for my order, I sent my pictures to my parents. This is what we're getting if your kids are talking about it, because we would sit down with magazines with my kids and they'd go home talk about it, so they were wondering what's going on down there, and so I would send pictures of what we're getting. Well, when it all come in on the porch, Lakeshore just pulled out front, and he was just putting all that stuff on the porch, and the parents, the kids were coming out going, and they were looking, but it was pretty cool. Some of my parents ended up helping him get them in, because he was trying to get them in on a dolly out there out front, so they knew as it was coming. It was right on that front porch right there. So that was really cool. So when this grant came about, it was like Christmas. It was like, wow, we can do this. And it made us want to do this. We got new things, and we had help getting it. And it just helped us feel like we were somebody, we were special, we meant something to somebody. We were not babysitters, we are educators, we're professional educators. And I'd like to thank Child Care Tennessee for answering my massive amounts of phone calls, my massive amounts of emails, for allowing me to share those numbers and emails with other people, because family child care and group child care are very thankful for the monies we've received.